Okay, I think it's over. Good. Let's get out of here before the water main breaks. With that main break, we're all right. That is a great example of the large-scale mechanical effects that we have available to us here at Universal. That plays in our disaster films.
A motion picture event. Earthquake in Sense-Around. Your most startling motion picture experience. Earthquake. You feel it as well as see it in Sense-Around. You will experience every sensation, feel every realistic effect of an actual earthquake. Starring Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George Kennedy, Lorne Greene, Genevieve Bujold, Richard Roundtree, plus the city of Los Angeles and its millions of people. Earthquake. You feel it as well as see it in Sense-Around. Rated PG.
You are listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Hello, good sir. What?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Ow.
You okay?
I forgot a bottle opener.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. And my
It's not good.
wood of my desk is too soft to do the trick. So, hello! Welcome to
ruining your
Moviesucktastic.
desk. Yes, welcome to Moviesucktastic. This is episode 308. And we are reviewing the Charlton Heston classic.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Well, I mean, what could you call it? I mean, I guess Soylent Green would be considered a Charlton Heston classic.
Yeah,
Or Planet of the Apes.
It's a quintessential disaster film from the 70s. I'm Scott. The other gentleman on the other side of the phone there is microphone. There is Joey.
Yo.
And we are here to discuss movies.
Mm-hmm. Mostly bad movies.
Mostly bad movies.
Yeah.
This one I think is a bad movie.
You know what? It is a bad film.
I think all disaster films are bad movies, but I don't think there's anything wrong with liking them.
No, I mean, I got to be honest. I watched this film and I didn't walk away from it saying, "Wow, this is a really bad movie. I hate this." No, I walked away from it going, "This is a really bad film," but I enjoyed
it
a lot.
Holly watched it with me. At one point, I turned to her and I said, "This is why I didn't bitch about San Andreas. This is what you get." And actually, disaster films are just as bad now, but with much better special effects.
This is also true. And we're reviewing the theatrical cut of this film, which is 2 hours.
Right.
There is a 161-minute cut, which is a 2 hour and 41-minute cut, according to IMDb, and according to the wiki page, which probably just got that information from IMDb. Although the official extended TV cut is only 151 minutes. So I think someone is wrong somewhere. Either that or the extended TV cut that was shown, not that it doesn't exist, it just isn't available.
No, well, but that's the only extended cut there is. That's the thing.
So IMDb is just wrong with their runtime, which is not the first time. Possibly.
Now, from what I understand, when you first told me that there was an extended version of this, and we decided to go with the original, mainly because the original was in widescreen, the reason that the extended cut is not in widescreen is that the extended cut was actually does not include additional footage that was shot at the time, but includes footage shot like I think in 75 or 76 in order to pad the length of it, so they instead of so when they premiered it on television, this is before cable people, they could break it up in the actual 2 parts and make it like an epic event.
Yeah, and of course they make more money on advertisements and just all of that. So it makes complete sense. And they got the approval of
they got the approval of Universal to do that. So they filmed additional scenes. Was stuff that was cut out, but that's not part of the extended cut.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's and I did read what you just said, and it's one of the reasons why I did lean towards the theatrical cut.
Oh, yeah.
Because for a few reasons, if our format is the theatrical, it has to have a theatrical release. The extended version
technically did not.
And well, the thing is, we've reviewed extended versions of movies, but it's always footage that was originally shot and cut so that it could for its theatrical release. So that completely plays into our format. So, but this doesn't. It just doesn't fit. Oh, I absolutely love the fact that you created that slide with George Kennedy's. that kid stole a car. Then he got stoned and he slammed into a little girl. That scene was great.
That's Dragnet era cop dialogue. I love it. I was like, all right, I'm doing slides tonight, and I'm doing that. God damn it, because that's fucking beautiful. There were a couple other cool lines in the film, but that's the one that stuck with me.
Well, as far as like favorite, I always talk about what's your favorite line from the movie, favorite scene. Yeah. That's it. We can get that out of the way right now. That's it.
Yeah. Peckerwood, rich man's whore in a cop uniform.
Like, County cop.
Yeah, there were like quite a few parts of this film where I had to rewind it once or twice, either because I was like, did I hear that right, or that was kind of weird, but in that one case, I was like, that was cool. I want to hear that again. George Kennedy, he is a very underrated actor.
Very.
Yeah, I mean, I actually forgot while I was watching it that he was in the Naked Gun films.
Yeah.
But I mean, just Cool Hand Luke.
Oh yeah. Oh,
he's been in some classic movies. He is a fucking character though.
Yes, he is.
He's perfect. I want to see like there's like 3 or 4 different storylines in this film, and I want to see all of them like in their own movies. Yeah. Because they were all just. But let's start at the beginning.
He was in Creepshow 2 as well.
Oh, you know what? Creepshow 2 is not necessarily in the forefront of my memory. I think I only watched it maybe twice.
Well, I've seen it many more times than that.
Creepshow 2?
Yeah, that was the Creepshow 2 was the one. George Kennedy, he owned the convenience store like out in the middle of the desert with the wood carved Indian.
Oh, I remember the cigar.
That was in front of the store.
Yeah, the cigar shop Indian. Yeah, I remember cigar shop Indian. That's all I remember. I remember it does something.
Oh no, well, it comes to life.
Okay, see, the parts I remember more vividly are the hitchhiker that gets hit.
Oh yeah, thanks for the ride, lady.
And more specifically, the raft, because that was actually adapted from a Stephen that I had read before that movie came out.
Yeah, with the
and I thought
the swamp gook, on the lake.
Yeah, and that was actually pretty faithful to the short story. I liked it.
Oh yeah, I like Creepshow too. Not as much as the original film, but for a follow up, pretty fucking good. What's that?
There's 4 stories in it or 3? What's the other one?
So you got the cigar shop, you've got or the convenience store with the cigar shop Indian. You got the lake one, the raft. Then you have the hitchhiker one, and shit. There is one more. At least I think there is.
Honestly, I'm telling you, I remember very little from that film. The first one, I could recite the whole movie now, but the second one, kind of a blur. I should revisit that.
And they're doing a Creepshow series, right? It's this month, next month it premieres, or the end of this month, or some shit like that. Yeah. It's
I'm all over that.
It's on AMC.
Ooh, I'm gonna add that to my sonar.
And they're also doing Tales from the Crypt TV show as well.
You're shitting me.
Yeah. So
I actually have all the original Tales from the Crypts.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I got the whole series.
Oh no, it is only 3. It says 3 more bone-chilling tales. Vengeful wooden native Indian, monstrous blob in a lake, hitchhiker who wants revenge and will not die.
Oh, that's horrible. Only 3?
Yeah.
Because the original had 4, didn't it?
The original had 4, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely had 4. All right.
Oh no, 5. According to the synopsis, it was 5 in the original Creepshow.
Hold on. You've got Stephen King's episode. You've got my birthday party. You've got the buried to the head up.
Right.
What's his face?
The crate. The crate monster.
Crate. That's right. The crate, and then the bug guy at the end. That is 5. Yeah. The crate is like the best part of that whole film.
It's great.
But anyway, we were talking about Earthquake.
Sorry.
I challenged Joe. No, Joey challenged me to Earthquake.
No, you challenged. I am challenging you tonight. You. Yes.
Right. I challenged you to Earthquake, and it was a toss-up between a few things. I didn't go with Towering Inferno, which was the #1 film that year, and was also I believe
this was the #2 movie.
This was #4.
It was the #4 film?
Earthquake was #4 for that year.
What other movies made more money?
I do believe that this is one of those situations where while they were filming Earthquake, they found out that they were making the Towering Inferno.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's quite possible that Earthquake was the first one, and then Towering Inferno copied off of them. I don't know that for a fact, but that's usually how it works.
Oh yeah, Blazing Saddles and Airport 1975. So Towering Inferno was the #1 film that year. Then Blazing Saddles. Mm-hmm. Then The Man with the Golden Gun.
Right.
Young Frankenstein. Then Towering Inferno. Anyway. So actually, we should explain our new format. And by the way,
briefly,
if we were doing the old format, the challenges on Actor Challenge alone would be insane.
Yeah, including, I can't even say it yet. No, go ahead.
So our new format is we started in Scott's birth year, 1973, and what we're doing is we're challenging films to each other, beginning with that year. If one of us feels that we're done with that year, we can then move to the next year. So, for instance,
if it's their turn to make the challenge.
Correct. So, for instance, Scott challenged me to Earthquake, which was in 1974. If I feel we are done with 1974, I can move us to 1975 with a new film. What?
I don't know.
Well, when we get to my challenge, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. All right.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. So I challenged Joey to Earthquake. I had a choice of 3 very, very potential disaster films: Earthquake, Airport 75, which came out in 74, go figure, and Towering Inferno.
Right.
I went with Earthquake because I've never seen it before. I never got around to seeing it, and I thought I had seen clips of it before, and I hadn't, at least not intentionally. I was thinking of a different California-based earthquake film.
You know, I feel like we talked about it last week.
There's a Sean Connery one.
Was there a Sean Connery one?
I feel like there's a Sean Connery one, something along those lines. It might have been made for TV. That might be what Meteor. I might be thinking of Meteor.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think I'm thinking of Meteor.
I've seen. I have definitely seen clips of this film, and but that's all I've ever seen. And the clips that I saw were scenes of the earthquake and the carnage and all that stuff.
Right.
But that's it. I've never actually seen the film.
This film's actually playing on the TV during the chainsaw sequence in Scarface.
Oh, yes,
so
it is.
That's why I said intentionally. I've seen, subliminally, we've all seen it.
Yeah.
So Earthquake is about a flood. No, it's an earthquake. It's California, obviously.
Right.
And
I played in the beginning of the show. If anyone was watching, I played the Universal Studios earthquake ride, which I remember when I went to Universal Studios when I was a kid. I remember waiting online forever to get on that thing, forever, and it basically lasts about 2 minutes.
That's sad.
Yeah. Oh, here's that elevator scene, which was so. I didn't look at your slides, but I really hope you have the slide of the blood splat.
Yes, I do, and we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, but the film opens up. The first thing that caught me off guard with Earthquake was the credits are going by, and Mario Puzo's name came up.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? And yeah, apparently he wrote the first draft of the screenplay, and the studio was nervous about it because, Mario Puzo is a real actor, real writer. And he kind of had a lot of like layered storytelling going on. It's like, oh shit! But
Mario,
he was not available for a rewrite because he had to go do Godfather 2,
which came out the same year.
Right. So the rewriting went to the other screenwriters that are shown on the. But no, who cares? It was Mario Puzo.
The other screenwriter was George Fox.
Yeah, whatever. Mario Puzo. That's it. Mario Puzo, nothing. It's Mario or nothing.
You got the Puzo.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Not a lot.
There's no pizza pies in this movie.
An earthquake. It's an earthquake.
Hey,
so,
hey, baby, you make the earth a move.
It's a Charlton Heston film. So the film starts with Charlton Heston jogging, and then Charlton Heston arguing with his wife.
What's this all about?
Yes.
You damn dirty ape. Wait, wrong movie.
You bastards blew it all to hell.
You blew it all to hell.
Ava Gardner's his wife, and it's a very contentious marriage. She fakes suicide attempts, and he passive aggressively argues with her. It's
first of all, when she wakes up out of that coma, that OD, that face that she makes, where her eyes open up, and it just looks so weird and awkward. It's really weird. Just that I was hoping that you had a slide of her face like that, but you don't. But it's weird. And then when the earthquake comes up and she's like staring at him with her eyes closed, even more awkward.
I was more interested in getting shots of her talking to Charlton Heston with his shirt off. Well, that was more important to me.
You got that.
Don't you dare lower your voice at me. That's a good line.
I didn't know you were a clock watcher. What did you say? I didn't know you were a clock watcher. Soylent Green is made of people.
People? I honestly, I was confused when he said, "Why don't you have a drink?" And she's like, "It's only 8:30." I'm like,
she was like, "If it wasn't 7:30, I'd have a drink."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't know you were a clock watcher.
I didn't know there was a connection between the two. What are you talking about? Now he's his wife. Ava Gardner is Charlton Heston's wife,
which I don't buy for one fucking second.
Well, no, what I don't buy for a second is that Lauren Green
is her
his
dad.
boss at the building making company.
Right.
Is we're watching it, and like you meet Lauren Green, and it's Charlton Heston's boss,
right?
And then Lauren Green's secretary says, "Your daughter's on the line," and he picks it up, and they eventually show that he's talking to Ava Gardner, and Holly was like, "Wait, who's he talking to?" It's like, I'm pretty sure she said, we had to rewind it to make sure she said daughter. So you sure you shouldn't say like Laura or something? No, because her name's Remy. It's like, no, daughter. Yeah, and then immediately IMDb's up. It's like, he's only 7 years older than her. How? So yeah, she was automatically saying how come he's married to her? You know what this doesn't look right. And then she didn't believe me that it was Ava Gardner.
Oh yeah,
she's like, she knew Ava Gardner was in the film, but I was like, that's Ava Gardner. She said, no, it's not. Says, I'm looking at the cast. That's Ava Gardner. I said, yeah, that's it. But then Lauren Green's her husband, her father.
Yeah, I didn't buy. I didn't buy either of it. I'm like, she looks like they could be married. Like that's his wife, not his daughter.
But what's worse is they even have she meets him for lunch, and she's drinking good, and like they're sitting next to each other. There's no fucking way. No, sorry, Ava. You don't. I hate to say it, Ava. You can't pull this off. No.
Yeah, then that ending,
but
she pulled something off.
He's I got the feeling that he's a former football pro.
Yeah, because he shows up with a signed football
by Frank Gifford.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, but
yeah, for what's her face, Denise, who's played by Genevieve Bujold.
Denise, what was her last name? Because whenever the Remy Ava talks about her, she's the widow, like the widow Wilson, or the widow Johnson or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're seeing the widow Johnson again.
She's having an affair. I know it. It's like, you know what?
And she pushes him right into having one, which is great.
Yeah. This is what kind of marriage is this?
So they slowly introduce all these characters. Now the weakness in the screenplay for me is that normally with these kind of disaster films, what happens is you show a lot of different storylines that don't intersect.
Right.
And then the earthquake makes them intersect. This is just this is like not the opposite per se, but they show all these storylines that are already connected, and then when the earthquake happens, they just connect more.
Yeah, especially like Richard Roundtree's character and George Kennedy's.
I think the only thing. Yeah, I think the only thing that's not connected 100% is the. Yeah, I think everything.
No, the story. I know what you're thinking of. It's.
All the storylines are connected except for Charlton Heston's, and like that. Like there's.
Well, I would even say that the convenience store, the bag guy, like his story is kind of weird.
But it's connected to the Evel Knievel guy, Miles Roundtree. There's two main plot lines: the Roundtree plot line and the Charlton Heston plot line.
Well, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy from Star Crash.
He's connected to because he has hots for the girl who's working with the guy that works with Roundtree. So he's part of that time storyline.
It is connected, but
it's connected. It's
by
as far as like it's connected before the earthquake. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So normally you'll have like 4 or 5 separate storylines, and then the disaster connects them all. In this case, you had 2 major storylines that overlap once the earthquake happens. It's not as big.
Right.
I feel like Puzo's probably had more separate storylines going on.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure the director was probably like, "How am I going to direct this?"
Yeah, and from what I read, the CBS extended version also includes like another storyline with like a newlywed couple flying into California to interview for a job at Charlton Heston's building.
Oh God.
So Charlton Heston designs buildings because.
I didn't bother to watch the extended cut at all. I haven't.
I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to.
But here's the thing: I'm betting that there's more fluff than anything.
Oh sure, yeah, no, they just padding.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to watch that.
I wish I had just to discuss it, but I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
So we were introduced mainly to the Charlton Heston storyline first.
Yeah.
He drives this like souped up at that time SUV Range Rover kind of weird pseudo thing.
It basically looks like a Bronco.
Yeah, it was a custom built one specifically for the movie, and it still looks lame.
Yeah. I mean, even Charlton Heston says, that's more complicated than the gun you're driven.
Yeah. And it's got a car phone with the cord.
And
hey, look, yeah, what's that hooked up to, Charles? Nothing. That's not hooked up to anything. You're just talking to yourself. Oh, the secretary today. Yeah, sure. All right. You're not at the widow's house yet. You can hang that thing up.
And you know what? I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure car phones did not exist yet.
If they did, it was like really, like rich people kind of thing.
I want to say that the first car phone was actually in the very early 80s. I'm
not even looking it up. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I want to install that in my car, in the smart car. I want to install just like a receiver with that the fork that the receiver hangs on, and so they can pick it up and talk to it while I'm driving with the cord. You're looking it up, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, you bastard.
See, I don't know if this counts. It goes, a car phone is a mobile radio telephone specifically designed for and fitted into an automobile. This service originated with the Bell system and was first used in St. Louis on June 17th, 1946.
46, there you go. So you're off by only 40 years.
But I want to say that it wasn't commercially available.
No, but rich people had them, and that's the whole. It's supposed to be a status thing. So you show him with the phone. Yeah. This is like when you talked about fashion magazines during Star Crash.
Elle magazine.
Ironically, but hold on. Yeah. Let's hold our horses. Now, Charlton Heston's character. We already set up that he's with Remy, who's like faking suicides, the bad marriage. He's on his way to work, and so he goes to the widow. The widow is Genevieve Bujold, like you said, and she's the widow of one of his employees that died on a job he sent him to.
That's right, and that's why he keeps visiting her, because he feels guilty.
Well, but apparently he's had the hots for her for a while. He confesses that later. Yeah. So
I've always thought
he gives the kid the football. He reads lines for her because she's an aspiring actress. By the way, I did read the trivia where the script he's reading from is the actual script for the movie. And that page is actual the page for that, which makes sense because that's what the lines he has to read anyway. So
right.
And then he's off to work for Lauren Green, who, as we talked about, we eventually discover is not only his boss but his father-in-law. Then we cut over to the car chase with George Kennedy, who's in a speeding car chase, trying to track down the guy in what kind of car was that? I don't know cars.
Oh,
You don't know either. Yeah, fuck it. Who cares? It was a small, fast, sporty car, and it was like a car chase, and he crashes it, and then he punches out a Hollywood cop.
Because he drove in the Zsa Zsa Gabor's hedge.
Right, which is supposed to be funny because there's a Gabor acting in the film too.
Is there? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it was in the credits.
Was it?
Yeah, but now I can't find it. In the
Do you know whose hedge that is? Zsa Zsa Gabor.
I know these are real people, but during the credits also, Don Mantooth came up.
Oh.
Immediately, Gloria Mantooth is a saint. Get that out of my fucking head. Vince Vaughn's best line ever. Sorry.
I'm not seeing a Gabor anywhere.
I swear it was in the credit. It wasn't Zsa Zsa Gabor. It was like Ava Gabor.
Well.
I swear it was in the opening credits. I wonder if according
to IMDb, that's a negative.
Yeah, I could have sworn. I'll bring it up because I swear I saw it. We switch over to the cop, and that gets us to the second storyline, which is of George Kennedy, who gets suspended for insubordination,
right,
and punching out a county cop. The Peckerwood rich man's whore in a cop's uniform. Thank you very much.
Yes, he was a county cop.
Yes, and so and then he ends up meeting up with Richard Roundtree, as Miles.
Miles Quaid.
Miles Quaid, the black stuntman.
Yeah, they brought up Evel Knievel a bunch of times.
Right, and his manager, Sonny Bono.
Yeah.
And the manager's sister. Hot sister, who we insist on flashing her tits at everybody. So it's a carny family.
So it's a loving relationship.
It's a loving relationship. Roundtree, I was like, man, hang in there. You'll get it. You'll get it. This isn't it.
Yeah, that didn't happen until From Dusk Till Dawn, by the way. That was his resurgence.
But before that, he did some stuff.
Well, of course he did some stuff. But Earthquake was kind of it after that.
Dude, that's fucking Shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did he do Shaft before Earthquake or after?
Oh, before. I was 71.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a downhill slide for
everything. Yeah.
Shaft was a...
What were you yelling at me for? Why you gotta yell?
Now, very
just talking about Shaft.
So when they introduce him, they're showing like this whole contraption he has set up. It's like a loop-de-loop and then a weird.
I love it when he falls.
Well, we're looking at it, and Holly and I are both at the same time. There's no fucking way this thing is. There's not enough room to be speed up, and there's like bumps on this. There's no way this thing works. So the first loop-de-loop he does, he crashes. That was not scripted. That was the stuntman actually crashing.
You know what? I didn't look that up, but I'm watching the film. I'm like, there's no fucking way that was on purpose.
That was not intentional, but they kept it in the film. And then if you'll notice, when he actually does run it successfully, they don't show it. It's a bunch of quick cuts.
Yeah.
It's like, I honestly feel like they used the same footage of that from when he fell the first time.
Yeah.
Because I can swear by watching it that, yeah, he's going off again. But then it cuts, it's like, oh, he made it. And then the figure eight, it's like, oh, he's up to the figure eight. Oh, now let's just do quick cuts and show. That track was just purely impossible. No fucking way to do it. Yeah, it was just so the quick cut thing is like, all right. So this is bullshit. And then so they end up bumping into the cop at the bar,
George Kennedy, yeah.
George Kennedy, and
who was drinking, who was basically drowning his sorrows in beer and whiskey, because after the county cop told him about Zsa Zsa Gabor's house and he punched him out, he got suspended for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mentioned that, but I kind of mentioned on the slide. Now, who was the guy with the cigar in the bar? The one that
the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy.
You know who I thought he was, and I looked it up, and it's not the wrestler from The Last Dragon, the guy that just starts barking and bashes his head into the table. I swore that was the same fucking guy.
But I know I saw him from somewhere, but I'm having trouble finding him. I didn't look him up at the time because I wasn't that concerned.
Because it would make sense, because the guy in The Last Dragon, the guy that does that, he's the guy that was like, get that man anything he wants. Get him a bone, for Christ's sakes. That guy. He smashes his head into the table. And,
here he is.
Yeah, he looks just like the guy from The Last Dragon.
Yeah, H.B. Haggerty.
Right, but it's not him.
I recognize him from something, though. Oh, shit, yeah. He was in the Muppet movie.
Oh, yeah, he was.
And he was a wrestler in The One and Only with Henry Winkler.
But not in The Last Dragon. Which would make sense, because The Last Dragon came out 11 years after this movie, and the way that guy looked in The Last Dragon, the age lined up. It absolutely lined up. But according to IMDb, it's not him.
You know, he was in the Monster Squad. Oh, that was a TV series, though, not the movie. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't
Paint Your Wagon. Never seen it.
That's what Clint Eastwood. That was Chris's.
Yeah, I know.
One of Chris's favorite movies.
I know. Never saw it.
That has a singing Clint Eastwood.
He was the lumberjack in the Muppet movie, so I don't remember him from. But yeah.
I think this is my favorite movie of him, of this actor. I love it when he's beaten up. He's like, then when they start to get that tremor, and it's because they're playing pool, and that tremor happens, and the ball moved, and he's like, okay. He goes, but no, that shot didn't count. He goes, yeah, it did. No, it didn't. And then they start fighting, and he hops on top of the guy, starts beating the shit out of him. And the one cop walks over, and they're just smiling. And then they stop what they're doing. He dusts them off, and then he leaves. And then he starts beating them up again. And then George Kennedy goes over and throws him across the room like he's a rag doll.
Yeah.
Because that guy was not small. But George Kennedy throws him across the room like a rag doll. He goes, "The shot counted."
Yeah. Yeah, George Kennedy fucking carries the film.
He does.
He really does. Charlton Heston's a waste in this movie. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so you meet him. So there's all those tie-ins, and of course we see. The first time we see the stunt man's manager's sister is when she's buying groceries at the grocery store,
right?
And she's waited on by
Marjorie. His real name, I think, is Marjorie.
Marjo Gordon. But
yeah,
but we
also
don't know
more
him
famously in Star Crash
as Acton. Yeah, that's he came on, and I'm like, I know this fucking guy. And
I knew it. I was like, that's the dude from Star Crash.
But I was like, it can't be him, but I know him. And then the second scene with him was like, that's the fucking Star Crash guy. I got to look this up. I swear that's the Star Crash guy. And I did. It's like, oh, Acton, we liked you so much more in space. What happened to you? No, Acton, no. Yeah. So Acton is the grocery store clerk who ends up being part of the
militia, the
National Guard.
Yes.
Yeah. And like the thing with him is like, all right, like when he goes to his house to prepare, and they show like that his apartment, and his apartment is full of pictures of men, muscle men, and statues of naked men, and like military helmets and swords. It's like, all right, I think this is a bad guy, but he has the three other tenants of the building, Larry, Curly, and Moe, are just like calling him fag, and like just like breaking into his room and like bullshit. And like, all right, maybe he's not a bad guy. I'm on the fence. I don't know if this is a bad guy or not. I mean, maybe he just like, it's like, so he's like the only bad guy in the film, and you're not even sure he's a bad guy in the first half, because it's just like they're setting them up where maybe there's a redemption. Like Holly said, yeah, he's gonna end up saving those three guys. I was like, no.
That's what she said?
Yeah, she said that. I was like, no, he's killing somebody.
He's crazy.
That much I had right. I was on the fence with it, but when she said he was going to save those guys, I was like, I don't think that's where this is going.
Yeah, the second he goes and he saves the girl, because they accuse her of looting, and they kind of hold her captive. As soon as he sees her, because she sees they cross paths, and they see each other.
Yeah.
No. It's like when he's already with the.
Oh, when she's arrested
for looting, or they accuse her of looting. She's not.
She was gonna take the money.
Probably.
She was gonna take the money.
So they see each other, and she smiles, he smiles, and he goes over. He goes, "Can I have that one? She's a friend." And he comes over, and he takes her, and he's like, "You got to stay here now." The second he did that, I'm like, "Yeah, there's something wrong with this guy."
Yeah, the minute that happened, it's like, "Oh, there's a raping coming." yeah, this is rape central now. There's no question about it. No, it went from redeemable to rapeable. That was how quick that happened.
The Walter Matthau slide is on the screen.
Now Walter Matthau. All right, Walter Matthau was the drunk in the bar.
Right.
All right. From what I read, did you read about this?
No.
Okay. Walter Matthau is friends with the producer of the film.
Okay.
The producer says, the name escapes me at the moment, I'm not looking it up. The producer says, "Will you be an extra in this film?" I think they worked together on the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, or he was filming it, something like that.
Jennings, Robson, or Donfeld.
It was Jennings.
Okay.
And he's like, in the screenplay it was a drunk at the end of the bar. That's it. He's like, Walter, you got to be in the film. So Walter said, "I'll do it only if you use my quote unquote real name in the credits." It's not his real name. It was a joke. So, and I actually have a slide of that screen with the credits just to show it, because the name is Walter Maciszewski.
I'm looking. I'm finding it now.
It's a huge long name, and so he did the film, and it was his demand. They put his credit as that in the film, and since that, it's been a long-standing rumor, untrue, that that's actually his real name.
Ah.
So it's like this huge gag, and as far as like a guest performance, he's fucking brilliant.
Oh, I love it when the guy is showing off his sister's tits to George Kennedy, and George Kennedy is just looking at him, and then Walter Matthau just does yeah, exactly. Yep. Yummy.
It's fucking...
Yeah, his name is Walter Mashusensky-Aski.
Yeah, even before that, when she goes to the bathroom, he's like...
Yeah.
like doubling over, looking backwards at her. It's like, oh, okay. That's why he's sitting at the end of the bar.
What does a guy got to do to get a drink around here? It's like full 10.0 Richter scale earthquake.
Pretty sure he dies at the end.
Walter Matthau?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he dies right there.
No, he's dancing later at near the end when they're at the shelter.
I totally missed that.
Oh, there's a whole thing where they show him going dancing and like they're playing the music.
Oh, I did see someone dancing. I didn't even realize that was him.
Oh,
didn't even realize it.
You missed that shirt?
Well, I didn't put two and two together.
I aspire to have. I want the shirt and the hat. I'm going to start looking because that was. If not Milton, if Walter can pull that off, I can pull that off.
You know what you should do? You should go as Walter Mashusensky for Halloween. I already know. Every year, because Sebastian, my youngest son, and my nephew are both born within a couple of days of each other, so we do their birthdays together. So last year, with great success, we did their birthdays as a Halloween party. So we're going to do it again this year. And last year I went as Rick from Rick and Morty. I did the whole thing. I went so far as to get like the silver belt buckle and the pants and everything. But this year I've already picked my costume, and it is movie related. No one's going to know what it is.
Oh, you're not going to tell me?
Oh, I can tell you.
You can tell the podcast?
I can tell the podcast.
What
I'm going to get a wig. I already have all the hockey gear. I am going as a Hanson brother for Halloween. Machine stole my quarter. I'm going to get black rim glasses. The whole nine.
Dude, so you've officially confirmed that we are old. Because no one's going to fucking get
No one's going to know what the fuck I'm doing. But I guarantee I get to dress up in hockey gear. I'm happy.
If I go into work tomorrow and mention Slapshot, I'm getting blank stares.
Of course you are.
From everybody. I can't even talk about the stuff I mentioned recently that like everyone's like, no.
The most expensive thing is going to be buying a Chiefs jersey. A hockey jersey alone, just for a regular hockey jersey, is usually about $70-$80. Mm-hmm. So to get one that's going to say Chiefs on it with, say, a number on the back, it's not going to be cheap. It's probably going to cost me at least $1.20 maybe.
Possibly.
And you know what? I'll still wear the jersey after the costume, so it'll be a worthy buy for me.
Dude, at work today, they're talking about bands, and this one guy at work says, "Oh yeah, their album was great. They released it. It was called Steal This Album," and it was like, "Oh, this."
Yeah.
And I said, like, "Yeah, Abby Hoffman." Like, who? Abby Hoffman, the radical left-wing activist. I don't know. Yeah. That's where Steal This Book. That's where I came from. No, actually, I said yeah. I didn't say that's where it came from. It's like, oh no, he was an activist in the '60s, and he released a book, published a book called "Steal This Book," and he actually meant it. It was about rebelling against. And there's applause. He goes, oh, maybe that's where they got it from. So you think?
Whoa!
Oh man, I'm getting too fucking old. God damn it! Can't handle this shit anymore.
Yeah.
I mentioned films from the '90s, and people were like, what? Come on, it's the '90s.
You know what? What's funny is one of my all-time favorite bands just came out with a new album. Tool just came out with a new album, say, like 6-7 days ago, and it's going to be the #1 album. And Taylor Swift's album was the #1 album. So this week on the Billboard top charts, Tool's new album is going to be the new number one, and apparently a lot of Taylor Swift fans are really pissed off, and they're tweeting quite a bit about what's this band Tool. It's like they're like, I don't understand. What is this band Tool? They're going to have the number one album because it's knocking hers out of the number one spot to the number two spot. And it's just like they have no idea who Tool are. And the thing is, Tool's been around for 30 years.
I don't know music. When you say Tool, I can't. Honestly, if you put a gun to my head, I'm not going to name you one of their songs. I know who Tool is.
Yeah.
It's a band.
Yeah. And they're like, what is this band Tool? Who is this? It's just like, it's amazing. It's like none of them know anything about this band. They don't know who they are, what kind of music they play, nothing. And the band has been around since like 1989, 1990. Nearly 30 years. It's fucking crazy. Hell, I think their first album came out in 91, and I think they formed in 90. So yeah, it's like 29 fucking years. It's like, Jesus Christ. Is Taylor Swift even 29 years old? Anyway, Earthquake.
Yes. So we got to the part where we met the storylines.
Yes.
And I don't think we left anything out as far as major storylines. And then we do get a brief glimpse of the Seismological Institute, whatever you call it. And they're in this house, which turns out to be, ironically, one of the worst places to be during an earthquake.
Yeah.
This is a organization that studies earthquakes, and they're in a house where they have tall shelving not attached to the walls, chandeliers hanging from plaster ceilings. This is the worst fucking place to be. And these are people that are trying to predict earthquakes, and they can't even predict that maybe we'll be killed in our house if there is one. Fucking insane. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, but then the tax.
Oh, you just froze up on me.
Huh?
You just froze up on me. I didn't.
Am I good now?
You're good now. I just didn't know what you just said.
Oh, I was saying one of the seismologists is the tax collector from Popeye.
Yeah, and The Thing.
That Holly's asking me, he said, "Where do I know him from?" It's like The Thing. It's like, oh, it's like, and the tax collector from Popeye. It's like, that's him. It's like everything's so cartoonish in that I couldn't tell. It's like, oh, that's him. Because she was like, I recognize him, and I said, just think of the eyebrows bushier. Because as he gets older, those eyebrows just start shooting out.
Got to use his little.
She couldn't place
gun.
it. Yeah. Well, I said The Thing, and she stared at me. She says, like, I don't want to spend the entire winter tied to this goddamn couch. He's like, oh, him. Okay, I got you.
Oh.
Is that a question? There's a nickel question tax.
It's a nickel question tax.
Gotta love that movie. But yes, we meet all these people.
Popeye. Holy shit.
So we're watching it, and they cut to the dam, and they have the two workers at the dam, and the one guy's like, I'm gonna go check it out, and he goes to the elevator, and Holly says, first thing she says is, I wouldn't take an elevator. What are you, crazy? So the guy can't find him. He rings the elevator, it comes up, and it opens, and there's water and a corpse pour out. She's like, I told you. What did I say? Don't take the elevator. Come on. And that's really the ongoing theme of this film is, don't take the fucking elevator.
Yeah. I'm convinced that signs for do not take elevator in case of emergency, signs went up after this movie was made.
I think they were taken down on the set because it really is. So like the major earthquake happens,
right,
and everything falls to shit. The bar that the cop is in is taken out partially. The cop station is taken. His partner's killed, and like there's a bunch of stuff there. The buildings, obviously. Charlton Heston was just leaving with his wife after telling him that he had an affair with the widow.
Right. He goes, "You weren't right. Not till today. Not till today."
Oh, it was great. When he gets in the elevator, I have a screenshot in the slideshow.
Right. When
he's not looking at her, she's behind him, and she's like, "I bet you were with that bitch, weren't you?" And there's this. You have to freeze frame it, but he does this thing where he just like grimaces. He gives the Charlton Heston grimace. And he looks out of the corner of his eye like, eh. And I caught it. It's like, that's the fucking shot right there. Yeah, so they go down. And the first thing he does is save her.
Yeah.
Charles. Yeah, so all hell breaks loose. There's an accident. The average.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What I forget?
No. We were going to talk about that elevator scene with the animated blood spat.
Oh, yeah. During the
Since
whole
we were talking about elevators, we should just do that real quick.
Yeah. So during the sequence, the Charlton Heston's Lauren Green's secretary is trying to get in the elevator because she's stupid, and then this guy I guess we're supposed to hate runs up and pushes her out of the way.
There's a lot of people pushing people out of the way, and he's like, "I'm like the second boss around here."
But he specifically grabs her and is like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
And he gets in the elevator, and then they show a shot inside the elevator, and immediately Holly and I are like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be in that elevator." and so they show them, and they're like, "Oh," and like the elevator falls, and so yeah, if you're watching it, they show outside. They show like they show like a screw come loose and a fuse box go. Then they show an overhead shot of an elevator plummeting. And then they show the people inside. First shot of them is them all ducking, like, "Oh, we're going down." You're not going down. Then the next shot of them is like going, "Ah," and then there's a shot of them all like crunched up at the top of the elevator.
Right.
I couldn't get a good shot of it. It's all moving too fast. But then they supposedly hit the bottom, so then it shows them like all fall down, and then it cuts another shot. And apparently this has nothing to do with the MPAA. Apparently they tried doing blood splashing on the screen, but they couldn't get it to work properly. So somebody said wisely, "We'll just animate it in later."
Really awful.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe how bad that looked.
There were 3 times during this film where I said, "What the fuck was that?" And this is one of them. It's like, what the fuck was that? That's legit. This is a major theatrical release. That's legit.
Yeah, that got through.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God. And the thing is, the secretary, where you said, because she's stupid, they go out of their way to make sure that she's dumb. Like for instance,
she's a woman. Come on.
Well, unfortunately, that's what they were going for. But when they're stuck and they're running, they decide to take the stairs instead of the elevator, and just like 4 people like walk off the edge because there's no stairs, and it's like, "Ah! Ah!" like literally 4 or 5 people just walk off the edge.
Again, I tried to get a good shot, but there's too much motion. It wasn't really a good one to get.
Yeah. So, but then, so Charlton Heston is below, and the rest of the office staff is above. So Lauren Green, he decides to get a fire hose and use that to lower people down in chairs. So when they're finally all down, Charlton Heston. What? Go ahead.
First of all, both Holly and I are like, "What are you doing? Slide down the goddamn fire hose."
Yeah.
Why are you lowering people in a chair?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you are so going to be upstaged when Towering Inferno comes out with their chair scene, because their chair's going across the fucking buildings.
Yeah.
And you're just like lowering 3 floors. What a fucking waste.
Yeah, and it was anticlimactic as well,
because
by the time the hose it snaps, there's like no danger. There is no tension whatsoever. Like, he's already down, and they're still showing it rip, and then it rips, and it's like, oh, that was close. It's like, really? I guess Charlton Heston didn't want to do any like kind of stunts where it's like it rips, and like maybe he's like hanging by a thread like on the ledge, and he has to pull himself up. I guess he didn't want to do any of that. But anyway, the secretary. So they're ready now. Everyone is saved. The Charlton Heston's father-in-law, he's like in real bad shape because he's been breathing in all that toxic fumes, and Charlton Heston's like, "Call an ambulance or call the police." She goes, "Are all the phones down?" And Charlton says, "Well, you gotta try, damn it."
And she tried, and the guy said, "Yeah, all the phones are down."
Yeah, exactly. But she's like, "Are all the phones down?" It's like half the city is just destroyed. Odds are the phones are down.
Ma Bell ain't holding it together. No, not happening. So yeah.
I looked at the IMDb rating when I watched this off of my my Plex server. The IMDb rating, the Rotten Tomatoes rating is like 38% critics and like 35% user or viewer reviews, and I was like, wow, that's really bad. I mean, that's really, really bad. And the movie made like $80 million back in 1974. With
back in 1974.
What was it called? Sense-Around?
Sense-Around.
Sense-Around?
Yes, the special effect, the audio special effect that made noses bleed.
Did you? They said you feel the film as well as see it.
Even without the Sense-Around, we were watching the film, and Holly has like some inner ear stuff going on.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, what's going on with this film?" It's like, "Oh, that's that like it was hitting her." It's like,
I had to lower the bass and the volume. I ended up turning on the subtitles because it was like I had to turn the volume so low. It's like I couldn't get some of the dialogue, and I didn't want to miss anything, so I put the subtitles on.
Now, even without the actual Sense-Around, the sound of this film is fucking devastating.
It won an Oscar for sound.
I want to watch it again in the great room with the surround sound. It's like and to see if I can make stuff move.
Yeah, it won an Oscar for sound. So, you know what movie has great sound? Man of Steel.
Really?
I
like Man of Steel.
It's a really... I had a conversation today. Someone didn't like it as a Superman film. And I'm like, you know what? It's the best Superman film they've done in like 25, 30... No, longer. 40 years.
Really? Yeah, really.
And he said that he liked the Superman Returns film a little bit more because it felt more like a Superman film. And I was like, nah.
So he's an idiot.
No.
I take that back. No. But no. Yeah. The Superman Returns felt like a real Superman film because it was a partial ripoff of the original Superman film.
Yeah,
it's really easy to feel like a film when you're actually just ripping off the film.
Yeah,
but
and hey, man, the theme music and everything, and
Man of Steel, I don't like the Australian guy.
Australian guy? Oh, the guy that plays Superman?
No, the guy that plays Jor-El.
Oh, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, thank you. I have this weird mental block where I always forget his name.
Yeah,
but I
he
don't
was
like
good
Russell
in that.
Crowe. I don't like Russell Crowe, and I'm not a huge fan of the whole Krypton thing. 15 minutes in that film, I'm like, can we just stay on Krypton? Because this is fucking awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder really fucking did a good job.
Can we just do a Krypton film? Because this is actually working for me for a change, and this is fucking great. And then, no, we had to go to Earth, but... I mean, that was... And then when he appears later as the hologram, I'm like, yay, more Russell Crowe. When have I said that before? Never. Man, this is weird.
But the sound in that, because of the fights and the destruction and just the I forget what it was called, but the thing that was going to turn Earth into Krypton, the thing that was going through the Earth's core, it's like... I had to turn the subwoofer down because it was too good. The fucking sound on that was ridiculous. Really, really good stuff.
But anyway, the average earthquake takes like under a minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the earthquake
you know what?
Is 9 minutes long.
What's that?
The earthquake sequence is 9 minutes long in the film.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite part of that whole earthquake sequence, besides the guy with the chicken leg and the Coors beer doing a tumble, when it's like they show you the houses with stilts. So yeah, they're coming down. We know that. Let's move along. But my favorite. All right, this is horrible. They show the widow's son on the bike.
Oh, right.
And then so he's on that bridge, and then the earthquake hits, and it falls, and then there's like a shot of the bike falling, and then there's a shot of him like falling, like I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah, me too. And I have kids.
And I'm like, I even said, I'm sorry, that's not supposed to be a funny part, but that was fucking hilarious. And then later, when his mother finds him, and all of a sudden, the power line that fell shifts, and all these like 4 power cords fall all around him and start sparking. Again, I'm laughing my ass off. This is fucking great.
That's in the earthquake ride, by the way. Just the power lines creating an arc.
Do they actually fall around a little kid?
No, they don't.
Aww. And the kid has every third person has that cut over the eyebrow.
Yeah.
So we can get the blood. But my favorite, the last part of the film, is like it's so bad, but it's just like great. Everybody's running around his neighborhood, and you hear someone yell, "Turn off the gas line!" And this guy with a lit cigarette in his mouth goes, "I'm on it." He literally gives a thumbs up, and he runs in the house. Is like, I wonder what's going to happen here.
It's just, there are just scenes that are just unintentionally pure cheese. It just for real. Like the guy with the cigarette, maybe that was intentional. It's like, okay, I see where this is going. But there are scenes, just like with the kid on the bike and the loop-de-loop with the motorcycle with the Knievel guy, the Miles Quaid. It's just like that's just not supposed to be funny.
Like later when the dam breaks and they have the long distance shot and you have this, first of all, they had people carrying their belongings, and I understand, but like every now and then I'm like, really, you kept the painting? That was what you kept, right?
Yeah. That
painting, yeah. And I missed it at one point. Holly was like there's like, well, looters. I was like, there's a looters. It's like, why would that person loot a plant? Like, maybe that's a plant from their house. It's like, well, that makes even less sense. All right, I'm with you there. Okay, but when the dam breaks, they show a long shot, and there's this couple walking down the road, and the guy's got a briefcase or a suitcase, and they look over and they start running, and after a couple of steps, he drops the suitcase. There you go. Now you're thinking, why do you have the suitcase? Just drop the suitcase. That's it. Finally, someone's getting rid of their possessions. Good idea. Yeah. But one of the other laugh out loud parts. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. In between the earthquake and the next major aftershock, Charlton Heston runs into the cop who holds him at gunpoint and makes him become an ambulance.
Right.
The black evil Knievel says, "Hey, I'm going to go off and help people" with his motorcycle, and then does nothing for the rest of the film.
Yeah, just disappears. I don't know if he's got more. If there's more in the extended cut, maybe there is.
Literally, it's like, I'm going to go find her for you. And then the next time you see him, it's like after the dam breaks and he like races past a wave, and then you got Roundtree like takes off his goggles and goes, "Wow." And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Why do we even have a
He goes as far as to say, "I could get around better than anybody," and then rides off on the bike.
And Holly even said, "Oh, he's going to save somebody. He's going to do a loop-de-loop somewhere." So yeah, he's going to do a jump or a loop-de-loop or something. He's going to use his stunt skills later on to save. No, it doesn't happen.
That's one of those scenes where I know that's one of those scenes where, like what you said, it's like this is totally predictable. This is totally going to happen, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, doesn't get his big shot. But he's going to use his skills.
Don't know if it happens
life.
In the extended.
He's going to jump something to save somebody. No, he just takes off his goggles.
Sure. I mean, wow. I was thinking that he's going to come to a bridge that was, like gone or something, and he was going to, make that Evil Knievel type jump, save someone.
Yeah,
save someone and then make the jump again, or he's going to save someone and make that jump. It's like, this is impossible for one person, and you've got two. And it's doesn't happen.
He got the shaft.
Totally shafted.
Unfortunately. But so then his Sonny Bono manager, he ends up driving as an ambulance as well, and they funnel all these people that are injured into the garage beneath a large building.
Yeah. Then they go through great lengths to say that with just simple tremors and aftershocks, a building could look normal, but could come down as easily as any others because of the structural damage that you're not seeing.
And they're putting them all in a basement
3 levels
area down.
Yeah.
Under this giant building. I remember I turned to Holly and I said, "This is just as bad as like Giuliani making the Trade Center the emergency headquarters after it had already been attacked once." It's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I as a film goer see what's happening, and I think I as an earthquake survivor would be, there's no fucking way I'm going 3 levels deep under a building when we know there's aftershocks coming.
Yeah.
No.
And yeah, you're right. And when they're walking through, it's like, where are you bringing my son? Oh, we're going to bring him to the 3rd floor. It's like, where the fuck are they? Oh, yeah, they're in the basement.
Third level down.
No, I thought he was saying he was going to bring them up 3 levels because they were already down below.
No, they were down lower because that's how they survived because they were lower.
Okay.
The first level up top was like triage, and then like further down was the. Yeah, at that point I was like, "Where's the aftershocks?" Because all I'm watching now is like 15 minutes of footage of people shambling around. This is like horrible.
Yeah.
This is like The Walking Dead. This is
so
bad.
after Charlton Heston and George Kennedy get to the building,
because before that they run into Acton. After he shoots his neighbors and starts and finally launches into rape mode.
Total rape mode.
George Kennedy comes to the rescue
because she comes out and she sees George Kennedy, who she knows as well.
Only a whore would dress like that.
And she's like, he's crazy, save me! And of course, he's got the gun and he's with his other military guys
who immediately blow after that.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Like, let's find a commander. This guy's lost it.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then they drive away slowly, and then George Kennedy, he's like, hold on a second. So he goes in there, and he sees the two of them. What's the matter?
No, I think I forgot a doctor's appointment. Keep going.
Oh boy. You're supposed to cancel those if you can't make them. You may get a charge.
Do you cancel them when you forget them? Keep going, I said.
Okay. So anyway, George Kennedy, he has a standoff with him, and basically the girl's with him, and he
it's not that much of a. Is that really a standoff? It's
well,
more
I mean, they both have guns, so
yeah, but it's not.
And
like,
he has the girl also, which he's kind of holding as hostage at that point.
A standoff like implies like a length of time, or really it was like he grabs the gun, he's like, "Don't do it," and then he does it, and he's like, "Bam!" And then Acton's dead. But he didn't turn into a ball of light, which I was.
You know what's funny about that shot with him with being wide-eyed? His hair is different.
Well, he was wearing a wig.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, the army, or whatever. They like it short, and it's just like. But the thing is, I don't like. He's wearing a wig, but then he's lying on the ground dead, and he's got his original hair from in the beginning of the film.
The wig is over his head. The wig fell off.
I didn't see it fall off. It just
make
felt like a continuity error to me.
I had enough discussion with Holly about the hair, and I'm going to start with you now too. She was like, because after he leaves that, when the neighbors burst in his room and he's got the wig on, she's like, "What happened to his hair?" It's like, "It's a wig." It's like, "Was it a wig before? Or is it a wig now?" So no, it's a wig now. It's like, but that doesn't make sense. There's too much hair to put under that. Says, you watch Drag Race? No, this it's possible. It's a wig. And then later when he says, "All the enlisted guys with unregulation hair do it," it's like, see, it's like, I'm not buying it. It's like I saw him in Star Crash. That's his hair. He didn't shave his head. It's under the wig.
Yeah, and that movie came out like 4 years after this one.
Is it?
I think it came out in 1978.
Holy shit! So
because it obviously was ripping off Star Wars, and it was trying to garner success based off of Star Wars.
So this was before he was Acton. That makes more sense then.
Yeah, he was in this first, then he did Star Crash.
Oh no, 1978 Acton. Okay. Man, he was in a film called Sidewinder.
I bet he was.
He was in Viva Knievel.
Oh well, there you go.
So there's a tie-in because Evil Knievel will be mentioned.
So
shit! The Gods.
Yeah, he was in Food of the Gods.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember that movie or him in it.
I have a riff tracks of Food of the Gods, and I also have a riff tracks. No, I don't have a riff tracks of Food of the Gods, but I do have a riff tracks of Viva Knievel.
Oh, you do.
But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So anyway, he gets killed, and then from there they go back to the building because Charlton Heston is looking for Denise and the widow and her son. And at this point, that tremor that happened has trapped a bunch of people in that building. So Charlton Heston, he gets to the building, and because of the work that he does, he goes there and he goes, "I need a jackhammer," and they get him one.
All right, that whole scene, I love that whole scene because he goes down with all these these emergency crews and and they're like, "We're not going in there." I'm just waiting for Charles Heston's like, all right, you pussies stand back. I'm going to be going in there and saving lives now. He's like, tell you what, give me the jackhammer and clean the sand out of your vaginas. I'll be a while.
And
like,
he, for the most part, I mean, he didn't say that, but that's what he said.
But
he's like, there's people in there, and I'm going to save them.
I want a remake of this film just for that scene.
Well,
I just want that dialogue.
I think as close as a remake as you're gonna get is the film you mentioned earlier, San Andreas.
You guys go looking for your balls. I'm gonna go save some lives. Hey, cop, you coming with me or what? Yeah.
Yeah. No, he goes, and he's coming with me. And George Kennedy's like, I don't wanna.
And then his name?
And then he's like, out of nowhere, he's like, all right.
And then the guy that keeps arguing with him, the poor man's Ernest Borgnine. Who's that?
Isn't
George Murdoch?
Yeah, but isn't he also the grandfather in Pretty in Pink? Isn't that the same guy?
George Murdoch? I don't think so.
I thought.
What year did Pretty in Pink come out?
84, I believe.
84? 84?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we're that old?
George Murdoch.
No, that's not him. You sure it's not 94?
I thought it was him. Is he still alive? No, he's dead. He died 7 years ago.
Are you sure? Pretty
in Pink. He looks like the guy. If it's not him, then it just.
But that's Pretty in Pink's 94, isn't it?
No.
84?
Yes. Jesus Christ.
No. Oh, Pretty in Pink. I'm thinking of Clueless. Never mind.
Holy shit, dude. Yes, Clueless is 94.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now that makes perfect sense. But no, he's not in Pretty in Pink either.
He is not in Pretty in Pink.
No.
He just kind of looks like the grandfather.
Actually, I think he was in wasn't he in Police Squad 2?
The original Police Squad?
Yeah. The series.
When did that come out? That was like late 70s, early 80s, right?
It was in the 70s. I swear he was like his partner.
Mod Squad.
Police Story. I'm probably wrong. I swear it looks like him. No, Police Squad was 80s. That was not 70s.
I thought it was late 70s, early 80s.
No, it's 80s definitely. I wasn't that young when it came out. Shit, it's not him. All right. Yeah. It looks like him though.
Yeah, he's got that face. Police Squad I thought was like 79, 80, 81.
Around that. I was definitely young, but I was
82.
That is who I'm thinking of, right? It is HB. It is
Yeah, that's who you're thinking.
George Murdoch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's who I'm thinking, right? That is the right guy. Okay, yeah.
You know what's funny? Police Squad came out in 82 and ran for one season. And then they made a movie only 6 years later.
You know what? It was ahead of its time. That's why.
The Naked Gun.
Seriously,
from the Files of Police Squad.
It was ahead of its fucking time. And that's the
Zucker
reason
movie,
why.
right?
Yeah, but
that's
the
Zucker.
movies, yeah. But the TV show was way ahead of its time. That's why, like, it was before parodies were really a big thing. It was more that parodies in the 70s, 80s were still like underground, like art house.
Well, the Zuckers, they did the airplane films and they branched out and did the TV show Police Squad, and on the big screen, the people liked it, but when it came to TV, it only lasted a season.
TV show was ahead of its time. Yeah.
Detective Frank Drebin.
Yeah. So but he saves them from underneath the building,
wow,
and then
only
it
6
crashes.
episodes. Really? How?
Now,
why don't I have this on my Plex server?
I do. You can watch mine, dude. I remember we actually, Tony and I actually, he recorded it on a cassette player. We would listen to the episode.
Oh wow.
I specifically remember the episode that had the bomber because the opening is just footsteps, and I remember us both sitting over this like tape recorder listening to like a solid minute of footsteps, and remembering, now's when he walked over the stairs and there was nothing there, and it was like, now he's doing hopscotch. It's like, it's fucking insane. God, we're old.
Yeah. Wow. So
right,
so he goes to the building and he saves everyone, and now the dam and the pipeline, it breaks, so there's water flooding into that area, and people are going up, and at one point Charlton Heston, the water hasn't started coming in. Women first, and he's like, "What are you doing? You got plenty of time." And it's like, you know what, Charles? Maybe you should have had everyone rush a little bit.
We have plenty of time. Cut to the water.
Yeah, and they just keep cutting to the water. So, and then the Denise, the widow, she makes it up there. The son makes it up there, and a few people make it up there. George Kennedy makes it up there. Like,
no, George Kennedy.
No. He's one of the he's the last one up.
Right, but.
So anyway, so then the wife is going up there, and of course, she gets her hand stepped on, makes that really awkward face from the beginning of the film, and falls into the water and starts floating away.
Now, before that shot, there's 3 parts in the film, specifically, where, like, it's the wife, she's like, "What about me?" It's like, "I have to find a widow." It's like, "But I'm here." It's like, "I'm sorry, I did." And he just takes off to find the widow, like 3 times, like where he's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, but her father dies. I got to backtrack to that. Her
father
father dies with the most unceremonious.
Doctor.
Yeah, the most unceremonious ending of death of the whole film is
worst bedside manner ever.
He's like, "You never had a chance."
Oh right, yeah. They cut to him, and he's like, he's gone. He never had a chance.
He's gone. Never had a chance.
And then he's like, I don't want anyone to know about dead people until after this is passed over.
He bumps into her, and she's like, "What about my father?" And bedside manner, like, totally shuts off. He's like, "Oh, stop bothering me now."
Yeah, just like that. He goes, "Oh, leave me alone. Stop bothering me."
It would have been less hurtful just to say, "Hey, he's dead," and move on. But
I'm sorry you didn't make it.
Yeah, so it's like these 3 setups of him like looking at the wife going, "I'm sorry, I gotta." And so then his wife floats off, and he's looking up the storm drain at the widow, and she's like, "Come!" The hands outreached, "Come."
Yes,
like,
Oregon.
It's like I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore, and then he goes off after Remy, Ava Gardner.
Yeah,
right. And then they both drown.
Yeah, they both drown.
Right.
And then George Kennedy makes his way up, and they said, "Oh, beautiful. Oh, man, what happened to this city? It used to be beautiful," or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, used to be."
Yeah, used to be. Now, by the way, I have that shot, because that was the 3rd time where I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
This is a Charlton Heston. Why is Charlton Heston dead? What the fuck? And so I took that picture specifically because this is a Charlton Heston film, and yet George Kennedy, this is the last face you're looking at. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And George Kennedy's like,
yeah, he's got that. It used to be beautiful.
Yeah. He's like, what a mug. What a mug. And we started off with Charlton Heston, and I didn't know you were a clock watcher.
Yeah.
Then,
you know what's funny?
Like,
the lead singer of Metallica, James Hetfield, is looking more and more like George Kennedy as he gets older. It's fucking crazy how much he looks like George fucking Kennedy.
So when that happened, we're like, what? There must have been a recut. Miles must have saved them in like the original version. This has got to be different. So what I read was that Charlton Heston had final script approval.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
and he approved that.
He felt that, and he felt the idea of the film ending with this character surviving the earthquake to rebuild the city with the mistress that he slept, that he cheated on his wife with, was morally unsound. So the ending,
if only he felt the same way about gun control.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That's why I have a shot when George Kennedy has the gun at his head. It's like, hey, every man has a right? Although I love the fact that after that whole scene, George Kennedy's like, I'm sorry, it's been a hell of a day.
Yeah.
I want to see George Kennedy's film, and I want to see the film with Roundtree and
Sonny Bono
and his sidekick.
Sonny Bono.
What?
Sonny Bono.
Sonny Bono. Yeah, I want to see them like on tour or something, because those two acts were fucking rife for it. But apparently the line at the end with George Kennedy, that was originally supposed to be Charlton Heston's lines.
Oh, no kidding.
And Charlton Heston was like, "That is not morally sound. I must die.
My penis doesn't deserve to be happy.
I must drown with Ava Gardner. Let George Kennedy read my lines. Soylent Green is made from sewage."
Yes, it is. People.
Cats. I swear to Christ. Yeah, and that ending is horrible. I did have a screenshot of the credits at the end just for Walter Matthau's real name.
Everyone's seen it.
But I mean, actually I said there were 3 parts. Where I was like, what the fuck was that? The second one was when the building collapses on top of the shelter.
Oh, okay, right.
During the and they have the blue screen of people falling. Ah. Yeah. What the fuck was that?
The movie cost $7 million in 1974, which is a lot of fucking money.
I mean, hold on.
That's a lot of money.
Just the Poseidon Adventure, right? How do you spell Poseidon?
Poseid.
EI. That's where I'm going wrong here. All right, there it is. Not the fucking remake with Kurt Russell. Fuck that noise. 1972. So 2 years before this, Poseidon Adventure, graphics, special effects, 10 times better than like the blue screen. Oh, I'm falling upside down. Yeah. Horrible.
How much money did that make?
This really felt like the problem with Earthquake is it really felt like a made-for-TV movie. So when I hear that 2 or 3 years later, they reshot stuff for a TV showing, it's like you should have just saved your time.
Yeah.
And just did the whole thing for television. And even when you compare this to The Towering Inferno, which is also, by the way, a horrible film.
Oh yeah, it is.
All right, let's just cut the chase. Every disaster film, Earthquake, Avalanche, Towering Inferno, Airport, all of them, they're all horrible, horrible films.
They're bad.
They are an exploitation genre that should be right up there with blaxploitation or softcore pornography. They are horrible films. They truly are. But unfortunately, they also managed to get all-star casts almost every single time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but like when you compare this to Poseidon Adventure or Towering Inferno, it just doesn't look like the money they spent is there. Except, again, there's a couple like the long shots of California like crashing, great. But even like the last shot, which I think I have in the slideshow as well.
Where it outlooks the city.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the shot I have of the building that Charlton Heston worked in when it went under, apparently at the same time of the earthquake, the Joker released his laughing gas. It was like, oh, there's green gas coming out. Where the fuck is green gas coming out?
Yeah,
what natural disaster show? They're like, oh, we have to show it's toxic. Make it green. So really? I was like, oh holy shit! There's a Rastafarian convention nearby. What is green?
Green. It was green.
That's the best you could do. Okay, no, not working for me.
It's like the leftover greenhouse effect bullshit they did in Soylent Green.
Oh,
it's like green. Just use more green. It worked in Soylent Green.
Soylent Green had better special effects. I'll be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there is a parent's guide to this.
There is?
Yeah, right. Very briefly. Very briefly.
Let's do this briefly.
Oh no! Oh, shit, that was Poseidon Adventure. I got sidetracked on my the dates on that. Hang on. There is I know that there is a parent's.
There is a parent's guide. I'm looking at it now.
I'm like 3 tabs too deep here. I got to move around. Parent's guide. Here it is.
Oh Jesus!
Sex and nudity. No nudity. One character exposes breasts covered by a tight T-shirt. Implied sex off screen. Attempted rape. Parentheses. Not graphic. Reference to homosexual activity.
Oh jeez.
Violence and gore. A lot of blood is shown throughout. Multiple characters die violently on screen. Not overly graphic.
No. Death by falling out of buildings, crushing, impaling, drowning, crashing elevator. Not overly graphic. 3 characters shot dead in cold blood.
but no blood shown when the 3 characters are shot dead in cold blood.
0.
I was like this. All right. This is the fucking genius here. Violence should have been given a PG-13 rating. PG-13 rating wasn't around to the late 80s, you fucking moron.
That's right.
Or is it even early 90s?
No. It's Gremlins, 84. Gremlins and Temple of Doom created the PG-13.
They created it, but that when the PG-13 was used.
Then wasn't the first one used in 84? Or was it 85?
Oh, it was still 80s, still late 80s, yeah. But
it's still mid. You're right. It's still mid 80s.
Yeah,
but Gremlins and Temple of Doom created the PG-13.
Yeah, the PG-13 rating. Yeah, so you're really most parents are fucking idiots. I just got to say that right out front.
No, it's true.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part where the daughter, like the mother goes back for the daughter, and then the plate glass hits her in the face.
Oh.
I've got glass in my face. I should have got a picture of that. I forgot about it.
Did? Oh my God. I didn't remember till just now. Because she has all the makeup. You just don't see it because the glass falls in her general direction or like on her. And then she turns around and goes, oh my God.
And actually, what year was Suspiria? 1977. Okay. I think Suspiria stole that scene from Earthquake because,
yeah,
glass in the forehead right there. Profanity. Oh. Foul language, including God, D-MNIT. I think it means God damn it. Used 4 to 5 times. This expletive is first spoken line of the film, in fact.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, but Jesus Christ actually approximate 7 times.
Yeah, and they don't spell it out because they're too Christian to do so because they will have taken the Lord's name in vain if they spelled it out. So they do J-CHR-ST. Are you fucking kidding me?
I remember the first time I saw something where somebody said "God damn it" and they bleeped out "God."
Yeah,
and I was like, "What was that about?" It's like, "Oh, well, it's like taking the world's name in vain." It's like, why did they bleep out "damn it"?
Well,
because they would just make God.
Yeah, if you just say God, you're not taking it in vain. It's the "damn it" part that
bastard.
does that.
Bastard 3 to 4 times. They are like 4 to 5, 3 to 4. Are you counting or are you not counting? Come on. Are you serious about this or are you just fucking around? Shit once, but they know shit was only used once. But bastard, like, 3 or 4. We weren't paying attention. Come on.
As well as multiple uses of damn and hell. What the fuck?
Another one. Note, the language in this movie should have been at least given a PG-13. Another fucking idiot.
And probably would have been made if made in the 2000s.
Oh, are you kidding me? This would have played on the fucking Disney Channel. Please. Oh, this is going to be.
Something tells me that this PG-13 person that is the same person. I wouldn't be surprised if one person was doing this.
No, the other person used way too much dashes. I think it's 2 different people. I could be wrong.
Well, they're probably just on the same page as the other person.
Here we go.
It's like, this should have got a PG-13.
Here we go. Alcohol, drugs, and smoke. Multiple characters act drunk on screen. How do they know they weren't really drunk? One character smokes cigarette and dies because of it. Can you please? There's a morality lesson here. Watch the whole fucking scene. Turn off the gas.
It's like, you fucking pussies.
You clean the sand out of your vaginas while I use the jackhammer to save people.
There's some people in there, and I'm gonna save them.
And so is he. George Kennedy's like, yeah.
All right. I've read the script. I'm making it out of here.
Frightening and intense scenes. The fact that that's even in there.
Yeah.
Destruction scenes associated with a major earthquake. You could have stopped there, but they go further. Building collapse. People hit with debris. Falling power lines. Child in danger. Flooding. Falling elevator killing multiple people. Cartoon splash of
3 people
blood.
Falling out of a building to their death. One through a glass skylight.
By the way, that wasn't just 3 people. There's the long shot. There's 2 more people in the right-hand corner.
Yes, there are.
When the guy that dies in the elevator is looking out, there's 2 people on the right. I got one good shot of the guy like, Arr!
Violent building collapse, killing hundreds.
Hundreds
Of people.
Craig T. Nelson, say it isn't so. But yeah, that's Earthquake. I mean, now, so it's currently rated on IMDb at 5.9.
It's kind of high.
I don't know. I think it's pretty accurate.
You'd give it a 6?
There's
no way I'm giving this a fucking 6.
Oh, there's no way I'm giving it a fucking 7. Definitely not.
This is mediocre at best. A 5. Come on, this is a solid 5.
You know,
6 almost implies that it's good.
You know what? Between Earthquake, Airport 75,
and Towering Inferno,
this is probably the weakest one out of the three.
It absolutely is, and it plays a part in my challenge to you tonight.
Now hold on. Just to clarify, Airplane 75.
Yes.
That is not the one that takes place underwater, correct?
I don't even know. I don't remember. I've never seen any of the airports.
Oh, Holly and I watched them all in one weekend. They're fucking great. Sid Caesar's in 75. Airport 1975, a 747 in flight collides with a small plane and is rendered pilotless. Somehow the control tower must get a pilot aboard so the jet can land. Okay. That is not the one that takes place underwater with Jack Lemmon. So that's the only one that I would say might be like equal or below Earthquake. So yeah, Earthquake doesn't deserve a 6. I would go 5 with you. I think
all right.
as far as you know what, even if it was close to a 6, that cartoon blood splatter knocks it down to a 5.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no question about it. All right.
I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of the film. It's one of those really. This is a bad movie day type movie.
Oh,
you know, this is a movie we could show at one of our bad movie days, and yeah, this qualifies in every way.
And no, this is one of those films like back. I remember when I told Holly, it's like we're going to watch Earthquake, and she's like, "Oh," I was like, "It's a disaster film." So I guess it's like one of those like big star-studded ones. It's like, well, duh. It's a disaster film in the 70s. Yeah. Now, not as star-studded as some of the other ones, but it is star-studded.
It had plenty of recognizable faces.
I love the films where we'll watch them and like someone will come on camera and go, "Hey, oh, that guy. Yeah, I know him."
I did that like 7 times during this movie.
Yeah. And there's a couple where like, I got to look this guy up. Is that way? Oh, yeah, Acton.
All right, so it's got a 5.
All right.
Challenge time.
Challenge time. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Before you challenge me.
Yes.
Gino has a voicemail waiting.
Do you want to do that right now?
Yes. Oh, and
you cut out on me.
I'm here.
Okay. Are you ready to hear the voicemail?
Yes, I am. Just say the word.
All right, let's go right now.
Hey, Joey and Scott, Gino Cuddy here. Just calling in to tell you that a buddy and I are going to have our own bad movie night soon. We will be watching the notoriously bad 1932 comedy Hypnotized that stars the forgotten blackface duo Morn and Mac, a.k.a. the Two Black Crows, and was the final feature of esteemed comedy producer Mac Sennett. The film had more writers than a Beyonce song, like 12, and George Moran is reportedly only in the first reel. A total train wreck. It was also distributed by Worldwide Pictures, which had the infamous Lady with the Globed Breasts logo.
Wow.
If you guys are still doing your old format, this is a film that I would have loved to have had you guys check out and review. Here's just a sample of the film that I found on YouTube to give you an idea of what we're in for.
What's going on here? Can't you see I'm in and you're out? Well, I thought I was the hot stuff around here.
You was, but now you ain't.
No, I'm the hot stuff now. Well, cool off.
So now you guys know what I'm in for. Looking forward to the next show. Hope you guys review a good one. And again, if you guys would like to follow me on Facebook. My Facebook is facebook.com/official Gino Cuddy. That is GenoCuddy. And you can follow me on Twitter at @officialGinoC. I hope you guys have a great night, and thank you for listening. Good night.
Well, thank you, Gino. We appreciate the voicemail.
In case you didn't catch that, it's GenoCuddy.
That's right.
He was a bit quick on that one. Make sure you got it. Oh, the minute he said the blackface artist, I was like, oh, fuck no.
I hope you're watching this in the privacy of your own home. Don't go to your local library and request to have this played. Might not go over so well. 1932 film.
The Hypnotist, or
something? Yeah, I could play it again real quick.
I need to see that now.
Yeah, let's play the beginning of that super quick.
Hey, Joey and Scott, Gino Cuddy here. Just calling in to tell you that a buddy and I are going to have our own bad movie night soon. We will be watching the notoriously bad 1932 comedy Hypnotized.
Hypnotize.
Hypnotized. I'm looking right now.
Hypnotize.
I need.
Well, there you have it.
It was like, what's he talking? Was it like the brothers duo, or just it's like insert racist 1930s films here.
There it is, Hypnotized, 1932. 12 writing credits.
I didn't get the Beyonce reference because I'm not hip on music.
Actually, there's 14 writing credits, but adapted from a Harry McCoy.
All right.
Now, here's the thing. The golden rule is if you have a movie or any type of cinema that has more than 2 screenwriters, usually that's a real bad sign.
I would say more than 4.
4?
Yeah, all right, listen, just because sometimes you get, all right, 2 guys write a screenplay, the studio gets it, it's like, oh, we need rewrites, and they bring 2 fixers in. 4 is the limit. Because you'll get, like, story by, say, I'm going to be flexible. 4 screenwriters, and I'm sure there's films that, like, we like where I can point to, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
So, but once you pass that number 4, you're in dangerous territory.
Well,
now,
you know what? A red flag always goes up for me if I see 3.
For me, red flag is 5 or more.
5. That's a lot to be forgiving
over
for.
4. Again, 4 is reasonable. You can have a bad movie with 1 screenwriter. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, of course.
But I feel like 4, based on how the industry works. Again, I had an idea. I wrote a screenplay. Oh, we brought 2 people in to rewrite the screenplay. It was decent. That's great. Once you get 5, you're like, oh, they just kept passing this shit back and forth. And and guess what? This guy wanted some writing credits. Oh, no. Yeah. Gino, you listen to this show. I'm sure you are. I want to see this film. Send me whatever it takes for me to see this film. I want to see it. Please let me know. And I will, maybe we'll review it. Maybe we'll do like a side review. Maybe I'll be a guest on your show. That'd be great. Whatever. But I need to see this fucking film now. I need to see this film.
Hypnotized, 1932.
Yes, and I just looked it up on my sources and I can't find it. So let me know. I need to see this. So Joey,
yes, sir.
Earthquake is now done.
It's done.
What do you have in store for me? And are we staying in the lovely year of 1974?
Now, I've been thinking about what I could challenge you to in 1974. And, of course, we have Airport 1975.
Or the Towering Inferno.
We got the Towering Inferno. And essentially, what are we going to do? 3, like, back-to-back-to-back disaster movies?
Obviously not.
So, I'm moving us to 1975.
Oh, you're shitting me. Really? We're not doing Emmanuel?
We are not... No! We already did Flesh Gordon. We don't need to fucking do Emmanuel.
Hey, I was surprised at Flesh Gordon, so I don't,
Flesh Gordon is an iconic film. I'm not saying Emmanuel isn't either, but Flesh Gordon is one of those films.
Okay, only one of them spawned like a dozen sequels, including a cannibal sequel.
Well, yeah, this is true.
But
Emmanuel is pretty much, for all that it is, truly just soft porn.
It is soft core porn, but Again,
they tried something with Flesh Gordon.
There is actually a Emmanuel zombie film, cannibal film called Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. The opening scene is a woman running down a hallway like a nurse with one of her breasts eaten off. I used to have a copy of the film. That's as far as I got.
Oh, there you go.
But so, yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, no, we're moving to 1975.
Fine.
I mean, again,
Fine.
maybe I would have challenged you to like Airport or the Towering Inferno, right. But you know what? I'm done with 74, man.
Okay, you know what?
It's like we've done 6 movies in 74.
I'm not too upset about it. There's probably 1 or 2 more films we could have done, but we did touch on some basics. Yeah. We touched on the disaster genre.
That's right.
Very important. Hey, we got It's Alive in there.
We got It's Alive in there.
I'm very happy about that.
And as far as like, Flesh Gordon to me was like as far as like the sex and the cereal, the original cereals and all that, and just the way the film presented itself, I felt it was one of those films that was made to be reviewed by us.
It was important to remind me of how fucked up my childhood was, basically.
And the thing is, I mean, you want to talk about sexploitation and stuff. We did Caged Heat when we were doing 73.
That's true. So, at least we touched on some of the major genres of the year, right. of the decade that came out that year. That's very important. We kind of got it's not that we covered every single film of that year, right. But we got the pulse of the year.
Absolutely.
I really feel like we did that.
Yeah, I felt
a pulse of the year for bad movies, so to speak.
Unfortunately, when we started off in 73, I hate to say that 73 was kind of a weak year, but it was a really weak year for movies. We got out of 73 fairly quick. I think we only did 3 or 4 movies in 73.
Not a lot of great ones.
I feel that 75 is similar. I feel 75 is a pretty weak year.
Okay, well, I have not glanced at 75 at all.
Well, I have. Now, I have 2 movies that I could challenge to you right now. I've picked one, and as long as you don't take us right into 76, I will challenge both of these films to you. I will only give you the one tonight, obviously.
Do you really think I would take us right into 76?
If 75 is that weak, I wouldn't mind it.
Hold on, I'm going to bring up 1975 films, but I'm not going to look till after you give me my challenge.
Okay. So this is a challenge. Now, again, our format is to watch the film from 1975, but right. This film does have a remake. So I don't know if we would do both. If we kind of would combine the old style format with the new format, whereas we would just talk about both movies. Now, I've seen both movies. I know you've seen both movies, so it wouldn't be hard to do both. Now, we don't have to, because God knows we don't have fucking time.
There's a remake. Okay, we know that.
There is a remake.
Give me a hint.
Let's see. It takes place in the future.
Doesn't narrow it down much.
No.
Okay.
It's
not Logan Run.
No. That I believe comes out in 76, my birth year. I'll give you another hint, and it should give it away. It takes place in the future. There's a remake, and it's a racing film.
Oh, no. I've never actually watched this film. But I have watched the remake.
Of course you have. And it is?
Death Race 2000.
It is Death Race 2000.
Oh, man.
Whereas the remake is just called Death Race.
Death Race. And we remember Death Race for one reason, right?
Of course, Ian McShane.
No. I'm talking about the fact that this was this is back when I still read newspaper reviews.
Oh, it was Stephen Whitty. And he gave it 3 stars.
And this is like one of those weird films out of the year where every single critic said, you know what? I'm giving it 3 stars. It was a great film.
I enjoyed it.
They would use like popcorn movie or excuses like that. But I think even Stephen Whitty said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, 3.5 stars. So what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. It's like maybe, took a hit that day right before he saw the film, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I like this.
Every year, the critics kind of choose en masse, whether it's coordinated or not, one big budget film to shit on, and one low budget film to praise.
Yep.
And and the two that still stick in my craw are
Lone Ranger,
as far as big budget films to shit on that didn't deserve what they gave it, and Death Race, which every single critic was like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but yes, I have to give it 3 stars. But I have never actually sat through Death Race 2000.
Me neither. I know that it's got David Carradine in it. It's got Sylvester Stallone before he becomes famous in the Rocky films. This was a year before he became famous doing Rocky. And it takes place in the year 2000. And, of course, I love movies that are old that take place, like, way in the future. And it's like, yeah, it's nothing like that. Yeah. Like, to even think that that's where we would be in 25 years is insane.
Now, I brought up 1975. And now, just to give an idea of what we're looking at in 1975.
Yes.
A lot of films that we will not be reviewing. Jaws, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Dog Day Afternoon, Grey Gardens, documentary, but still. 3 Days of the Condor, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Barry Lyndon.
Harry Lyndon. Well, that maybe. I don't want to sit through that shit.
A, the movie's too long, and B, it's too artsy-fartsy. I mean,
yeah,
we could shit on it for being artsy-fartsy, but...
Now, every film I just mentioned, there's no way we're reviewing. With the maybe Rocky Horror, but that's it. Like every other film I mentioned, they're just great films.
I mean, maybe French Connection 2, but it's a sequel. I don't think
the first one.
I don't think I would even challenge that.
Now I'm just glancing
Shampoo, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Shampoo?
No.
All right. Okay.
That's coming. But yeah, I'm looking at all the films in 75. Now, there is a film. Are you on the numbers? Is that where you're looking?
I'm actually just looking at I just did a Bing. I did a Bing search.
Now, there is another film.
And by the way, I apologize.
Why?
For doing a Bing search.
Oh, yeah, you should be.
It wasn't intentional.
Now, I'm on the numbers, and there is the other film that I'm challenging you to, unless you take us into 76 early, is not on this list. But
really?
It was released theatrically, but here's the reason why it's not on the list. It was released limited, and it did not get attention until later. But it was released in 75 in a limited run, but it was mostly a foreign run, even though it did have an American release.
Yeah.
So it's not on, like, it possibly is not on any lists, but I am going to challenge it to you unless you take us out of 75.
All right. I'm taking a glance at 75 now, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3.
We've already done Wicker Man because we did it with the remake.
I've not even seen Wicker Man on my list. I'm seeing half a dozen films that are potentials. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely half a dozen potential films.
But I could see us getting tired of 75 and going right into 76 if we wanted to.
All right, but you know what? I think we have to make sure we touch on each genre. You kind of brought that up with that whole thing, with the
Well, the other film that I have is also futuristic, but it's post-apocalyptic.
Oh, really? Oh, I already know which film it is then.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
Okay, we could talk about that off air then.
Yeah, I'll bring it up off air, but I guarantee I already know what you're talking about.
Okay, maybe you don't.
There's one. There's. Yeah, no. You said specifically post-apocalyptic, not dystopian, right?
Well,
it's after the apocalypse, right? It's not just like a dystopian future where things are fucked up.
No, it's dystopian. I mean, it's post-apocalypse. I mean, it's the after. See, you know what? Was
there an apocalypse?
Yes.
Okay, I know which film it is.
You don't see the apocalypse. You just see the aftermath.
No, yeah. No, I know which film it is. We'll talk after the show. But
all right. We'll see. All right. I guess we should end the show then.
Yes.
All right, let's do this. All right, everyone, to episode 308. Thank you, as always, for joining us for another episode of Moviesucktastic. Join us every week, every Thursday, 8 o'clock. Hang out with us while we review a film. You can watch it live on our website at Moviesucktastic.com, or you can go to our YouTube page and watch it live there. You can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com and download or listen to the show as well. You can go to our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. You can get our show on iTunes. You can download or listen to it there. You can leave us email. The address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. You want to leave us voicemail? Please do. We will play it on the show. It's 908-514-4470. If you want, you can download the 100% free Android app in the Play Store for your Android device. Everything I said is in there, and it's 100% free. I highly recommend you get it. If it's not in the Play Store for any reason, you can do a Google search for it, and you can just download an old APK for it, and that works too. So other than that, that's my spiel. Scott, do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, I do. He almost got away because some Peckerwood rich man's whore in a cop's uniform was worried about a hedge.
Love that scene. So good. All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week when we review Death Race 2000.
Soylent
All right.
Green was made from people.
People.
All
right, everybody. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Clean the sand out of your vagina.